Welcome everyone to another video from your Folks at Noob Review. I'm Jose. I'm joined today by my friend Dave Lee. Hello Dave.
Hi everyone, I'm David.
And this is Strike Suit Zero, which just came out recently after a fairly short Kickstarter, in fact.
Yeah, was really looking forward to this game. And
It's actually kind of special. I mean, they said they wanted to do like a proper space sim, like in the old days of X-Wing and stuff. And I have to say, I have mixed feelings about this game. On one side, it's really good. The whole dogfighting, the whole like all the graphics and ambience for space and the space battle is really well done, as you can probably see from the video.
oh yeah, I mean it's an absolutely fantastic looking game, and I think
Yeah.
some of my favourite moments was just, I mean, there were lots of moments in the game where I just wanted to just watch what was happening because it just looked so cool.
Yeah.
But with objectives and enemy or ally ships, health bars slowly deteriorate to kind of just get into the action and blow some stuff up.
Yeah, the main problem it has is, like, actually right now, the whole thing that gives the game its name, the Strike Suit, which is piloting right now, I'm in strike mode. Supposedly it works like a kind of how you would say it, like a mech, like a transforming mech in an anime. So you have the fighter mode, and then you have the mech mode, the strike mode, in which you can actually do like missile massacres, like I'm doing right now, or like shooting really rapid fire, really powerful shots. And actually, for example, in this phase, you have this alternate objective to save this frigate that is being beaten up by the cruiser I just literally mauled on my own. It's extremely hard. Like really, you really have to know what you're doing when you're aiming your shots in strike mode and constantly charging your strike mode to do it. It's extremely hard game, and it's not gonna go well with a lot of people because it's extremely frustrating at some points.
Oh, definitely. In fact, the most frustrating bit about the game is the strike suit. Because
Yes.
it's not. The game doesn't give you a tutorial. It just.
It kinda does.
It doesn't give you just. It doesn't. I don't know. It's not a kind of tutorial in the sense that you're in a safe. You know, you've got some time to kind of get used to the
Yeah, get
controls.
used to it.
I mean, I had to go back to the first level and play around with the strike suit just so I could get a hang of how to maneuver it.
Yeah.
Because I personally found aiming with the right analog stick, it's not as tight as it could be. I mean, it's
Yeah.
specifically designed so you can just sweep across the map and just target as many things as possible. But when you're trying to get locked, when you're trying to dodge, and it can get quite difficult to just keep all your shots pinned on a single target.
To be fair, my annoyance with the game is that I think the strike mode is actually underused. Instead of, like, for example, in Robotech Battlecry, which you might think, I don't know if you know the game, but basically it was a fairly good attempt at doing a Robotech game, which is another series with transforming mechs. It worked there, even if the game had other failings, because each mode the mech could turn in had its uses. And you could stay in an unlimited time in any of the three modes the mech could take. In Strike Suit, it's actually like a Devil Trigger in Devil May Cry. You literally load it. You can see that there's like a flux bar on the upper side, and when the flux bar is charged, you can change into strike mode and do, like as mentioned, missile massacres. You can do really rapid fire shots. You can do enemy tracking, but you can actually move around and dodge and do stuff. It doesn't really make much sense. It's not the best use you can make of strike mode, because you are way more agile and you can move a lot better in pursuit mode, in fighter mode, basically. So the best way of using a strike mode is just basically to quickly turn into strike mode, like I'm doing right now, aim some missiles, let it go, and quickly turn again to pursuit mode to charge your strike mode again, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing. My kind of issue that I found, especially some of the more more difficult levels, is that I would transform into the mech, release, my entire payload of missiles I could, from like a maximum flux bar, and then for every single one of them to be either evaded or shot down by the flat cannons, it was like, why?
Yeah, flat cannons are really annoying, but then
Yeah,
again, that's
but-
the purpose.
Yeah, I mean they also look really cool. Like they do barely do any damage to your ships, but they will instantly blow up missiles, which I do really like. And really, the flat cannons are normally one of the few things that actually saves your own ships a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So it's quite a nice balance. What I really want is to fire a really massive beam. I wanted that to be like the ultimate attack, just a massive beam I charge and just shoot it right into a capital ship. Actually, that was one of my issues, the fact that there's only one strike suit and it only has 2 weapons, and then you have other fighters you can play as which don't transform. And I remember being stuck in like a bomber for an entire level, and I was bored because all I did was just shoot stationary targets for an entire level, because you couldn't fight the interceptors or enemy fighters because they were just too fast, and your missiles would get shot down by the flat cannons.
Yeah. There's gonna be more strike suits, but they're gonna be DLC, except one of them that is gonna be free to those that paid in the Kickstarter. So, but which I don't think is all too bad. I might actually mention how the game changes with the more older suit when I get it, because it's still not out. But yeah, I mean, it actually, I mean, the video doesn't really give you that much of an impression, but the dogfighting is actually really good in this game. But you barely do it, because it's more efficient to just charge your bar and basically do what I'm doing right now. Just basically do a massive missile massacre and annihilate all like entire flights of enemy fighters.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's the only way to finish many levels, because they are so difficult.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's the first level you get the strike suit, and I think it's almost like the first encounter. Like a handful of capital ships drop in with escorts, and it's just like, oh my god! And then you realise the fact that because of the strike suit, you can actually take on this amount of enemies. But
which is really cool.
And I mean, the dogfight was really cool. Once I kind of got the hang of like where, at what positions in the screen could I have the enemy fighter locked in to get a missile lock, or what was the spread on the guns. And I actually found that once I got used to the controls of the fighter, and once I got used to kind of like the targeting and whatnot, I was really damn quick just taking out enemy fighters. And most of the time the enemies won't evade your missiles, but you do get the occasional like really tricky fighter craft, and then you just strike suit, unleash the barrage.
Anyhow, the bottom line, the game is really good. It's not a breakthrough game. It's not the Spacefighter game I was waiting for, but it's really good. It's definitely worth checking out. Story is kind of forgettable, but I think the gameplay actually kind of makes up for it. It's really intense.
Thank you for playing. Presented by
Noob Review.